They told me they wanted it on the stage. You can line up by age, height, or beauty. I don't really care. It does not have to be the order you spoke because I'm going to call on you on the order that I want. Oh, did that go over on the mic? Micah said, I think I'm all three of those.
On one end of the spectrum, that's all.
Let me see here. Yeah, I won't guess what order they stepped up. I'm actually going to ask a question or two, and I'm going to hand this handheld mic down. None of you are mic'd currently. So the first question is introduce yourself, where you live, and what is the club that you belong to that you are representing in the competition you went through. Club, area, division, and now district. Take it away.
Thank you so much, Mr. Contest Topic Master, Toastmaster. My name is Micah Maddox. I am from Talk of the Town, Coeur d'Alene, 749503? 6506. Thank you.
I'm Brian Kreitzer from Richland, Washington. Atomic City is our club name. And I don't know the number. I guess we've got one.
Hello, my name is Sheila Evans, and I am from Chinook 40 in Yakima. Woo!
Hi, I'm Jan Taylor. I'm from Cayumawa Toastmasters, Pendleton, Oregon. Letterbuck.
Teresa Lukens, Lake Pend Oreille, Toastmasters in Sandpoint, Idaho.
So I'm going to ask a question or two of our contestants based on the order that they're printed. Based on the order that they're printed in your program. I'm tall, I have a long way to fall, which means I have a long time to catch myself. So that begins with Teresa. I have more information on some of the contestants than others. Teresa, I'm sorry, I made that mistake before. Very good. You said as a notable accomplishment you had written a book. Was that the book that you held up? Tell us more about it. This is a free sales pitch and why we should buy your book.
Okay. So sometimes you have stories in your mind that never go away. They stay there. Mine stayed there as well, my father's suicide. It wasn't spoken about, but it was in my mind. Now, I'm the sixth of 7 children, and I don't know if anybody has come from a large family, but the farther down the ladder you are, the less likely anybody's going to take you seriously. So I held on to this story until I could hold on to it no longer, and then I began to write it. Amazing thing happened was one of my sisters, the middle born one, the most creative one of the family, started what we called the Maycheck Maverick calls. So every week we got together on the telephone, all 7 siblings, and we took our turns talking. And it was through these conversations that I actually verified some of the facts in my head, such as, I was indeed Dad's favorite daughter. Having that conversation helped me not only validate the things that went on in my head, but my family also validated those things. They did ask that I would be careful with information, that I wouldn't damage anybody. And in some cases, some of my siblings wanted me to change their names. My brother asked me, could I be Darth Vader? I said, no, you can't. But anyway, it was a real long process. It was fun. I'm glad it's behind me, but I am moving forward with another book as well. Thank you.
Oh, excuse me. A certificate of participation, and thank you very much. Title?
A Heart's Journey to Forgiveness.
A Heart's Journey to Forgiveness. Can be found on Amazon?
Yes, sir.
Can be found on Amazon. Next, Micah Maddox. Micah, I've heard you talk a little bit about this before. You have interests or hobbies in photography and motorcycles, of which I believe you own more than one. speak on either of both of those. Do you have any photographs of yourself on a motorcycle? And you can speak on either or both of those subjects.
Thank you so much. And I appreciate that, but I'll stay here in line with you fine folks. Being homeschooled, this is the one line I will ever stand in. Motorcycles are a wonderful vehicle for people who enjoy the process. It's not the safest, it's not the most efficient, it's not even the fastest, despite what you may think, because we all hit red lights. It is also not the best way to pick up chicks. Turns out there are a lot of women who just have poor taste. Fortunately, there are a lot of women who enjoy their photo being taken and are very flattered when a man with a big camera shows up and says, "Hey, I would love to take your picture." Fortunately, I've met at least 2 girls who would actually ride on a bike with me and let me take their picture. Now, this isn't just a juvenile dream. The thing is, my mama was born in 1951, and they're what you people of that generation would call a rad chick. And she bought her first bike in Sweden, in Göteborg, and she rode it all around Norway, Finland, Northern Europe, and she jumped a freight ship across to New York, rode it across to San Francisco, along the way crashed in Texas, and also raced on the salt flats of Utah. So apparently I like good-looking strawberry blondes on motorcycles, which I can assure you has absolutely nothing to do with my mother. I'm going to stop right there.
Thank you. Brian Kreitzer. Your question taken from the set of cards.
You didn't get the former prepared question?
No comment. What are some of the most significant transformations that you have witnessed during your years in Toastmasters? How many years have you been in, or months or weeks have you been in Toastmasters? And tell us about a transformation that you've witnessed.
Okay, well, be really honest here. I've been around, have I even made a year and a half yet? Maybe a year and a half. So I haven't had a whole lot of time around that. But so I can't really relate to a whole lot of transformations. Other than we have seen one transformation in a group of a young guy who, it must have been a couple months before he finally gave his first speech. And when he did, it was really marvelous. It was good. He did a good job. He's been up a few times since then. But I mean, when you talk about transformation, I'm just going to talk about myself, okay? Please forgive me. But I came into Toastmasters because I had an immediate need for some help on a speech that I was given. But I've had a lot of challenges in my life, and I always felt that I had talent to speak, but I've never really developed it. And as I've done that, worked on that, it's given me a degree of confidence. And I hope that I can continue to develop it, because my motive is to be able to move the masses. See, I've gone through some rough times, and I've had to learn that the guy in the mirror is my enemy. He's also my best friend. And how I look at that guy and how I think about him makes all the difference. And if I can encourage and help others to become your best self, I mean, self-transformation is really what it's about. Because each one of us in this room has got something that we're trying to do, somebody that we're supposed to be. The only way we can do that is on the other side of fear, on the other side of your limiting beliefs. Just break them down. Be your best self. Be the new you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That sounds like a mini version of a future SMED talk. Someone write that down. Take a note. Sheila Evans. Can you tell us about a mentor, friend or family member that has had a significant impact on your life? Can you think of somebody? Share that with us, because we should all have mentors and or be mentors to other people.
Thank you. I've actually had the privilege of having 2 mentors, but the one that I want to talk about, and some of you in this room may know her name is Maureen Mold. She's an inspiring, wonderful person who has overcome so many obstacles. And I first met her at a speech competition in Toastmasters about 20 years ago. She is also a professional clown, and I got into clowning under Maureen, so I too am a professional clown, and I have 2 Harleys. Just saying. But married. Yeah. So fellow Toastmasters, if you don't have a mentor, and right now I'm kind of in the middle of not having a mentor, but it's definitely something that I want to look into again. As I said, I've had 2 mentors, and I feel that my life has been very enriched by them.
Thank you. Jan. Are you okay? No, you can answer this. I've seen you answer questions like this. What's your favorite activity or hobby? I believe you have several. Yes, she nods her head. Tell us why that's a favorite activity of yours, and how did you first become interested in it?
Well, when you're married on a 3rd time round, and my husband has 7 kids and I have 6, and we have a total of 10, you just have so many interests and you just have so many things to do. But as your time goes on, for example, when my kids were young, I was in scouting for 23 years. I was in Young Women's for 17 years, helping young girls. We did rafting, whitewater rafting. And I want you to tell you that I had went through the rapids, under the boat, more than I want to mention. And it's a question of how long can you hold your breath? But as I get older and I retire, and just like riding the cows or the bull riding, you realize your body isn't made for those kind of things. Now I do simple things like family history research and how I love to help other people do their family history. So if you would like to contact me, it's free. I can help you to research your history. I do quilting, because my mom left me a wall of cotton material. And my goal is to complete the wall and give away all those quilts. Now, gardening isn't such a fun thing for me. Not that I'm not good at it, but it just seems like I must have midnight shoppers. I know there was a red tomato there when I went to bed last night, and it is not there now. But I think it's a time and season. But Toastmasters. Now, isn't that the best time, the best thing of all? Thank you.
Thank you. I'll dismiss our contestants. You may leave the stage. One more round of applause for all of our speech contestants. Because the chief judge is back in the room, I assume the results are ready.